All right, let's go. Let's start.
My name is Hal Dickinson. I'm the Projects and Safety Manager at Cook Canyon Ranch, which is the camp facility for the District of New Mexico.
All right, Hal? Okay, so first question, how did you get into your leadership position?
I drove most of the way, but I went from being a youth pastor to being the builder at Cook Canyon. We built the Cook Canyon Camp and Conference Center, and then after we built it, we stepped right into the operations and maintenance and management of the facility.
All right, what are some of the challenges that you have faced on your road of leadership?
Well, like everyone else, the Lord has led us into positions that we haven't been before. So we came into Cook Canyon Ranch. We knew how to do the building part, and it went from being Cook Canyon Ranch to being Cook Canyon Camp and Conference Center. So the biggest challenge we've had over the last 10 years is learning how to manage a conference center with no experience of ever managing a conference center. But we've had lots of help from the AGCN, which is the Assemblies of God Camp Network, and interfacing with those guys on a yearly basis has given us a lot of good contacts, and we've been able to manage.
That's good. What are some of the rewards that you get out of doing leadership? Some of the things that make it worth it?
Well, we started on this journey 10 years ago, and to get the camp finished and actually operational, that was the first big reward after 18 months of work. We got to see 240 or 50 kids the very first week coming here. And to be there in that first service, that first night, see all those kids worshiping and praising the Lord and going into the altars, it was just unbelievable. And now over the last 8 years, we've been bringing in college students as interns, and to get to see them grow and mature and go forth into ministry, it's been very rewarding.
All right, what's a characteristic that you think that every leader should have?
Patience. Lots of patience.
All right, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing leaders today?
Well, we have a generation of kids that have grown up in church, and they've seen church, and getting them motivated to actually be the church, that's one of our greatest challenges. Of course, our greatest challenge is to save the law, but as leaders, we mainly focus on equipping other people to do a whole lot more than we can do, hopefully. So that's our biggest challenge, is getting the fire built under this generation and getting them turning in the right direction.
What's something that you've seen that's derailed leader careers? Like something people did or some kind of trait they had that just ruined their career?
I think one of the biggest things that derails leaders is pride, and that can be from the way they were raised to the way they were educated, and lots of different things. But having a pride and not having the humility to admit you need help, that you've made a mistake, and calling upon God and calling upon other Christian leaders to help you. I think that's one of the biggest problems that leaders can have.
All right. So social networking is something new. How important is that to the camp?
Well, you know the answer to that. You've been at the camp. We have a very tough time here doing social networking, except with the people, being social with the people who are here at the camp because of our location. But social networking is one of the ways of the future that we can reach out, where one can reach many by using the advantages of the age that we live in. The fact that people have phones with them all the time, and their iPads and iPhones and their computers, and we can connect with people on the other side of the world instantly.
What are a few things that you would recommend for someone trying to be a better leader?
Well, never stop trying to learn new techniques, new ways, and be willing to look around and see someone who's doing it right, and go to them and put yourself in their place and say, hey, what are you doing that will help me?
All right. Can you think of anybody that made a tremendous impact on you as a leader? Maybe like a mentor?
Well, my mom and dad were pastors for almost 50 years. And, of course, they had the number one impact in my life. And then I've had several good pastors, and I've been fortunate to serve under some unbelievable pastors. J.R. Gould from Tennessee, and before Tennessee, he lived in Texas. He was a great mentor at a time in my life when I had three kids and a wife and a new job and starting all over again. And he was a great mentor and helped us through that situation. So I've just been lucky enough to be in the right place to have some really great mentors.
That's good. Last question. What are some of the things that you do to continue to grow and develop as a leader?
Well, I am under a pastor who is very unconventional, and I'm part of his brainstorming team, and so we meet pretty regularly, and we brainstorm, and we work on new ways to get things done. And that's one way, and then we're always on the lookout. And when we see bright young pastors that are doing things right, we try to pick their brains, and we ask them what we can do to do a better job, and that helps us grow as leaders.
That's good. All right. Well, that's all the questions I've got for you.
Okay.
You've answered them very well, actually. I give you a 10 out of 10.
Well, what did you expect when you called me? You know I've got all the answers, Andrew.
That's why I called you. I expected awesome, and I got it.
Hey, how's things going, man?
Things are going good.